Well, hello and welcome back. Thank you for coming back. Today, well, we're in for a little treat. We're going to go for a little drive around uptown and Midtown Peyia. You heard me correctly. The wonderful, wonderful expat central of downtown Paphos, Peyia. See you at the booth?
Yes, hello everybody. How nice to see you again and again.
And again. That's Kusivila Booth, the most beautiful woman in the world. And guess what? She's in charge of the ship. I've got nothing to worry about. She's a great driver.
Thank you.
Here we go. So this is the main link road that we're going to join, which comes from downtown Coral Bay, and it takes you straight up to Midtown Peyia. So coming up there is the Eco petrol station. If you want a great car wash, that's where you go. They've also got a car wash and a great coffee shop run by the gentleman's daughter. So that's where you go. You want some good benzene, you want a nice car wash, nice cafe, that's where you'd go. And then coming up there is a parade of shops with DIY. That's the LA DIY, one of the most popular DIY shops in Peyia, that's for sure. Next door to that, you've got Oliver's Food Prep, you've got a pool maintenance and a barber shop, and the Stone House restaurant. Receiving?
Stone House?
Yes.
I have never been there.
Me neither. I've never actually been to it, but I know it's a very, very popular restaurant indeed. So if you want us to go there, maybe one day, we will. We're going to have a look. So we're coming up into the Peyia village, as it's called, and if you were to take a left just over here, you'd have gone to Costa Tavern, again a very popular taverna in Peyia. Now up here there's a lot of road works going on, so they're digging this up and they're digging up that, so there's a lot of big diggers around. Speak up a bit, Kusivila Booth. Someone's turned down the volume.
Where I'm going?
Straight. There we go. Straight. So there's some big digging going on over here, and then if you want to get fit, well, to the left there you've got the Tower Fitness Centre, open 6 days a week. I'm pretty sure it's closed on Sunday, but it's very, very popular with locals and expats alike, and apparently a very well-equipped gymnasium indeed. This is the Presto Kiosk, Cava and Coffee Shop. As you can see, the roads are absolutely Sherlock Holmes. And then over here you've got a barbecue place, and it also sells car batteries. Strange combination, but there you go. Pool people, property maintenance, and obviously pool cleaning and that kind of thing. Another parade of shops. You've got a bookshop, you've got a cafe, you've got RSS Logistics, and you've got the Peyia Chippy, which obviously is a fish and chip shop. Very good fish and chip shop indeed. You've got a Chinese takeaway there, and then further up in the next block you've got an Indian takeaway. So whether you want fish and chips, Chinese or Indian, Peyya's got you covered. A very popular bar here, that's the Harris Bar. You're open for breakfast, lunch and evening meal, and they've even got their very own pool. You've got the Peyia Medical, you've got a pharmacy, you've got a beauticians, therapist, hair salon, you've got the Papa Antonio Bakery, you've got a bookies there for Dave Jono, you've got the Indian takeaway in there, you've got a property maintenance place, you've got Heidi's Nails and Lashes, and you've got the brewery pub, and again you've got Britannia Kiosk. I'm running out of breath, Kusivila Booth.
The Lashes, I want to go Lashes.
Oh, me and my big mouth. That's more of my money getting spent again. Right, here we go. This is Midtown Peyia. So you've got villas all over the place, apartments all over the place. Most are privately owned, although some are to rent, and some of course are for holidays. You've got a framing business over there, you've got some pictures you want framing, that's where you pop in. And you've got an opticians over here, you've got the post office, you've got a vets, and you've got a tyre shop over there to the left. That's Mr. Nick. So if you want some tyres and you're in Midtown Peyia, that's where you would go. Now, the next place coming up just up here is a charity shop, and then next door to that, well, it's the place where you don't really want to go that often. That is the Peyia police station. There you go. Not a lot going on as usual. They don't like to work too hard. They like to drink frappe, smoke cigarettes and chill out, and that's the way we like them, to be honest. Bit of a crossroads here. You can go down to downtown Peyia, or Agnes George's as it says. You've got a restaurant over there. You can keep going for Latzi, 28 kilometres, that's Polis, and you've got Adonis Baths as well. Over there you've got Peggy's Secret Garden. You've got a pool people again over there, and you've got an electric shop, and you've got a bakery, you've got the jail pub, and you've got an array of restaurants and cafeterias up here. To the left you can turn into the municipality car park and park your car safely, and you can come up some steps and you come up by all of these restaurants. The Vistry restaurant, the Fitos restaurant, the Peyia Taverna. There's all sorts going on here. This is Midtown Peyia. Follow the road round, receiver the booth. The sense of orientation is very, very poor. And you go, 28 degrees as it says there on the big flashing light. That is the municipality of Peyya's offices. Over there you've got, follow the road, receiver the booth.
Where?
Just follow the road. Over there you've got the Perfect Smile, and then you've got the old cinema grill house. And this road wiggles and waggles around. So let's keep on going. Receiver the booth looks absolutely shocked.
Yeah, it's not easy roads to drive, by the way. Because
To be honest, you can't grasp it on camera, but Miss Otching Receiver Booth looks as though she's relaxing on a deck chair, to be honest. She's sitting so far back and so low that the thought of holding the steering wheel is like an afterthought. She's on a lilo in the middle of the blue Mediterranean Sea. That's what she actually is doing. She's very, very relaxed in her driving today.
Can you imagine if you got not automatic car, the car goes down all the time and you're trying to go up the hill? My God.
You look like a dwarf, by the way. No disrespect to dwarfs, but you're sitting very low in this car. She's very, very laid back. I think if you go hunting on one of our previous videos a couple of days ago, she had a baseball cap on back to front. She should be in a Vauxhall Corsa with a black roof and fancy black wheels but a very small engine, sports seats and a baseball cap on back to front.
Driving like a Schumacher.
Yeah, waiting for a ASBO.
Who?
An ASBO is a thing you get from the British police when you've been a naughty person, rather than put you in prison.
Right.
They give you an ASBO for 6 months or 12 months. And they slap you on your bottom.
It's good I don't live in England.
Well, I'll slap her on the bottom a bit later. Anyway, we're wiggling and we're waggling through Uptown Peyia. Where are you going? Keep going. Why do you want to keep turning off?
I don't know where.
I don't know. But orientation is absolutely Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're a nice smile on your face.
Absolutely Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. What, you smile?
No, the ways.
The ways.
The road.
Unless there's a clothes shop nearby, she hasn't got a clue where the hell she is. Anyway, look at that for a view.
Wow.
Huh? That's a truly, truly great view out there.
What is up there? It was one road.
That's a
only you
road
can drive
to
it.
private houses. You need the code to get in there. I've actually got the code because I've got a customer up there. I just can't remember what it is.
Why don't we go there?
Well, I have to go hunting in my phone to find the code. Have a look at that for a view. That's the view from Uptown Peyia. Absolutely spectacular. All the way down and out towards Kasoni. And if we keep going a bit further, and we'll go to the end of this road, receiver booth, keep going, and then when you get to the end, we're going to take a left, and then we're going to go down, and I'm going to leave the camera looking out the front screen because the view is quite simply to die for. So, if you're wondering where we are, Uptown Peyia, and then we're going to take a left, and then we're going to wiggle and waggle down towards the Sea Caves area and the St George area. So take a left, receiver booth. And as you can see on the signpost, it says Argus Georgius on your canvas.
Wow. Nice.
There we go. So now we're going to wiggle and waggle. I think that Crucivia Booth has had half a bottle of vodka or something because the driving and the hair. She's just chilled. She's either been on wacky backy or a bottle of something.
Stop talking about me. Talk about the
Talk about the views. Talk about the views. Right, let's have a look at those views. There we are. So this is the main road from Uptown Peyia down to Sea Caves area. It's actually the main road between Sea Caves and Kythicus, which eventually goes over the top and out to Polis. So we are now descending back down into the Argus Georgius Sea Caves area, and as you can see, it truly is a great view. If you look very, very carefully out into the blue Mediterranean Sea, you can see some sails. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 8 little sailing boats. So there's obviously something going on in the Peyia Sailing Club today. They all anchor in downtown St George Harbour, and now and again they have a get together, and now and again they also go out and sail in the blue Mediterranean Sea. But have a look at that for a view. If you're looking for someone to come to live, well, Uptown Peyia could be that perfect place for you. It's very, very popular with the expats. Population of Peyia is around about 4,000 people, and believe it or not, more than half of those people are foreign nationals. The majority are British, and when I say British, I mean English, Scottish, Irish and Welsh. I'm Welsh. Look at that for a view, eh? Doesn't get any better. So this road wiggles and waggles so you get great views. And as we come now round towards the left, you're looking back into Peyia, and way beyond Peyia, that's for sure. I can see a half-built new building, which is a skyscraper, which is to the rear of the Alexander the Great Hotel. So that shows you the views from here are that good. Peyia is a great place to live.
How many years ago this road was finished? Because it wasn't here 15 years ago.
Well, it was here 15 years ago, but it wasn't as wide as this.
No.
I remember going on this road to Peyia when I first arrived, and it was a single track road, to be honest. And I remember the life was scared out of me because there was cars coming the other way at death-defying speeds. And then in about 2011, 2012, they decided to widen it. So this is the road that you're seeing today, yeah. And it's not a very busy road, but it is in the summer, obviously, because you've got a lot of people coming up from Larnaca and Nicosia coming back to their families, and of course on top of that you've got all the tourists. But anyway, back to the view. Have a look at that. This is that view as you wiggle and you waggle. We're now coming into the sea caves area, because if you look very carefully you can see there's a big ship that's crashed on the shores. I think it was about 2013, 2014, and it stayed there for the rest of its life. So we're descending now down to the main road from Peyia all the way out through Sea Caves, and that road then finishes in St George, although you can then go off-roading into the Acamas, and if you keep going for about 4 or 5 kilometres you can come to a restaurant called the Last Castle. If you go hunting in our back catalogue and you put in Marika and me in the search bar for YouTube, so if you put in Marika and me Last Castle Acamas, up that video will come. And they make some great souvlaki, that's for sure.
Beautiful.
Yes, they do. One of these days we're going to go there. I'm going to learn how to edit, and we're going to make a great little video. And you're going to watching Receiving a Booth. That's her eating souvlaki. Oh. So let's take a right, Receiving a Booth. So this is the main road. If you go left, you would go to Peyia, but we're going to go right, as you can see, and that's going to take us to Agios Georgios. We are. Now, it's again to give people a reference to where we are. If you don't understand Peyia, if you don't live here, coming up here is a sign that says Cap St George Hotel and Resort. So if you take a left down there, that's where you would go, to the Cap St George's Hotel and Resort. Again, a luxury 5-star new hotel, only opened late last year and got into full swing this year. It's got umpteen bars and restaurants open to the public, and apparently has live entertainment most nights during the summer, especially on the weekends. Anyway, Receiving a Booth.
And I like banana plantations around.
Well, there's plenty of banana plantations around St George, that's for sure. Yeah. Now, coming up on the left over here is called George's Ranch. So if you want to go riding a pony or a horse, this is where you'd come. There it is. That's the main entrance to it. That's George's Ranch. So that's pony riding, pony trekking. I understand you can keep your horse there as well, your own horse. Obviously, you've got to pay. But we're going to keep going. Sorry?
I'll go to ride the horse.
You will? That'll be funny when you fall in your job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's keep going, and we're going to get to Agios St George Harbour, and that's where we'll do a dismount and show you a great view out across the blue Mediterranean Sea. Receiving a Booth?
How are we going to go there? Is it far away?
It's about 2 kilometres, so keep going. It's not far.
Yeah, I wonder, these all clouds gathering together, is it going to be rain or
Well,
snow?
the forecast says no. The forecast is predicting temperatures for next week of between 26 and 28 degrees. So Ash 7, you were pondering what the weather was going to be like. Well, last week it was 30 to 28, and next week it's going to be 28 down to around about 26. So we would call it quite cold, shall we say. But I'm pretty sure if you're coming from England, that's pretty damn hot, that's for sure. Anyway, here we go. We've got a restaurant over here called Fusion at Nando's. That's just opened. Restaurants open and close there constantly. Anyway, that's the new one that's opened. So if you fancy a drink or something to eat, pop in there. So let's keep going. This is the area known as St George. Very wealthy area. You're not going to buy a villa out here, to be honest, for less than €1 million, and a lot of them are a lot more than that. They go up to 2, 3, 4, 5 million quite easily. So if you've got a couple of bob under the bed, this could be the place for you, that's for sure. We've got the Sunset restaurant coming up on the right, very popular with expats who live in this area, and of course tourists alike. But we're going to keep going, and in about another mile or so, after some rather nice villas on both sides of the roads, we are going to come to the St George Harbour. And there's some nice little quaint boats in there, little sailing boats, and of course there'll be the odd person having a dip. We'll dismount, and as I've said, we'll give you a great look out onto that blue Mediterranean Sea. Now just over here you've got part of the TLC private school, again very popular with local expat children and local Cypriots who want their children to learn foreign languages, should we say. That's where they would go. It's a rather nice facade, and of course it's got great views because just over yonder is the blue Mediterranean Sea. So we're coming into the raised harbour area now.
And this is a hotel.
That's a closed down hotel, unfortunately. It's been closed down from well before I came.
Really?
There's a quaint little boat there which lets us know we've entered the harbour area. Keep going around, receive the booth. You've got the St George restaurant over there, Fish Taverna, and over here you've got the St George Church. You've got some little rooms that you can rent by the day or by the week, obviously. You've got a very old little church, and you've got some toilet facilities and that kind of thing. You've got a nice cream shop, taverna, and kiosk there. And now look at that. Look at that for a view. It doesn't get much better than that. Well, there is one view a little bit better, and of course that's that. We're searching for Civiella Booth. So stick with us, we're almost there. We're coming to the pinnacle of this driving tour, and that is the harbour area. Very quaint little harbour. It's got some operational fishing boats and some little sailing boats. So it's what you call a working harbour. And as you can see, there's some chappies mucking around with the boats. So they've been out sailing and now they're dismounting and they're going to park them up. Slow down, Gracevia. He's going to have trouble with that, I would think. No? Easier than it looks. There we go. He's done it before, obviously.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So as you can see, it's quite a busy little harbour. Plenty of people monkeying about, and plenty of people got some little boats and some slightly bigger boats, obviously. Let's try and find somewhere to park up just down by that seating area, Gracevia Booth. Let's park in front of...
Ah, that's the somewhere where you fall down.
It is, yes, that's it. I thought Gracevia Booth would love to remind me of that one. That's where I fell down over there. So let's park up and then let's go for a dismount.
Very funny.
Yes, Gracevia Booth was funny. She was laughing her head off. But I punished her later. I refused to buy her anything. And then she was crying. There we go. Right, stick with us. There it is. That is St George Harbour area. There's a man trying to get his Range Rover wet. He's getting his jet ski in. And of course that's Gracevia Booth.
I'm gonna be loved by you, just you. Na, 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 na. Ah, is that the restaurant that's...
It is, yes. That's the restaurant. As we were coming into the harbour area, I said that is the St George Fish Taverna. Well, look at its view. You come out on the rear terrace and you get to look at that. And it's absolutely a view to die for. And of course, it can look and clear over all these sea defences that you see here. These are to stop the chopstiness of the waves in the winter, shall we say, coming over and destroying the little boats. So the harbour is quite protected and quite sheltered. And there are the operational fishing boats. So they go out, tend to about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. They go out and they come back in the early hours with their catch. And of course, they sell that to the restaurants, the local ones, and to their mummies and their daddies and anyone else who might want to buy one or two fish. You see?
I totally enjoyed the driving around Peyia. By the way, Peyia is not only favorite with the English or British, but it's even favorite with me because... No, famous. That's because I find the very big difficulties to drive around these roads because it's curvy and it's up, down, and Mr. Paul is shouting at me all the time, people help me.
No close shops.
People help me. I would like to tell you many thanks for watching, and it was really enjoying beautiful places all over the world. I think it's in Cyprus. Many kisses and many thanks, and bye-bye.
There's a rear end view, that's for sure. There we are. That's the pivoting, dancing Chukchka monkey known as Oching receiving at a booth. And that is the harbour known as St George Harbour. As we scan back in, you get to see the beauty and the spectacality of the restaurant, the caves, the church, and some people lapping up that sunshine. You've got a restaurant taverna over there. There's always something to feast your eyes on. So get yourself down to Paphos and get yourself down to the St George Harbour. I might just push watching receiving a booth into the water.
No, don't do it, please. Many, many thanks again and again. We're loving you to bits. Come and see another of our madnesses. Many kisses. Loving you. Bye-bye.